We are doing a live nutrition talk, so we're waiting for some people to join in.
I have some questions.
You have some questions? Okay, let's go.
Okay, Chelsea, when trying to lose weight, how often should you review your calorie intake?
Okay, so the question was, if you didn't hear it, was when losing weight, how often should you review your calorie intake? That is a really good question. You could do it every 4 weeks, every 6 weeks. You're not going to be, if you're sticking to the guidelines of losing weight, which should be, 0.5 to a kilo each week, you're going to lose 4 kilos. You don't want to be losing more than 4 kilos every month. Every month to 6 weeks, you're going to look at things. Your weight's going to drop, so therefore your calorie intake's going to drop. I got my scan done and looked at the amount of, we were talking about protein. That was a big topic. It seemed to be a big topic. And the protein intake, I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was something crazy. It was something like, I don't know, I'm sure everyone else saw it as well on theirs. It's like, 200 grams of protein each day, or 200, mine was 292 or something like that. It was a little bit out of control. A little bit off topic of counting calories and rechecking those things. Every 4 weeks, every 6 weeks, definitely every 8 weeks after a challenge, your macros will change, no doubt about it. They should change. So.
That leads into the next question. What are macros?
What are macros? Macros are an easy way for the world to describe the 3 major macros, which are your protein, your fats, and your carbohydrates. Yes. Hello, Jocelyn. Thank you for joining in. We're talking about macros, one of the questions there. And hello. Macros are proteins, carbohydrates, fats.
And how do I work them out?
And so what?
How do I work out my macros?
How do you work out your macros? Very difficultly, depending on who you listen to. So there's always going to be different people telling you different things. The most popular macro percentages is 30-30-40. So 30% protein, 30% fat, and 40% carbohydrates. If you're a bodybuilder, in your last 8 weeks or 12 weeks, you're going to be 40% protein, and you're going to be, your carbohydrates are going to be less. All of these things, it all depends on who you are, what you're trying to achieve. I know that's a very generic answer and a very boring answer, and it's not what people want, but it really is the truth, that everyone's different and everyone's trying to accomplish different things. No one's, especially if you've got, say, diabetes or any other type of problems, you've got to be really careful. But a good percentage basis is 30% protein, 30% fat, and 40% carbohydrates. So yes, that's what you should be doing.
Another question, how often should I weigh myself?
How often should you weigh yourself? That is a very good question. I think that people should weigh themselves as often as they want to weigh themselves. If you're not going to be, emotionally drained by every time you look at the scales and be like, oh, this, and be disappointed, yes, no, then obviously don't do it that much, because there's so many people that are affected by a lot of things, like water retention, the food they eat, and they're not even sure. G'day, Christina. We've got a question there. I'm going to get to this before anything changes. But I think weighing yourself, I think it's as often as you want to. I think that's important. Like, if it's gonna mess with your head, then don't do it. Do it once every 2 weeks, once every month, every week. But if you're not worried about it, every time I come into the gym, I weigh myself and I know if I've been eating, if I've been eating bad, or if I've done something, I've eaten more than I should, or this or that, then my weight always goes up and it changes, and I'm just like, yep, that's exactly how it should be. So, Okay, let's check that out. So Lara's saying, I follow mostly a plant-based eating and love it. What do you think of a 5-2 intermittent fasting and a very fast 800 by Michael Mosley? I don't know. I don't follow mainstream people. I don't know who Michael Mosley is. So I apologise for that, sort of. And what do you think of a 5-2 intermittent fasting? So I'm guessing that's 800 by Michael Mosley. So I'm guessing that you're having 800 calories a day, maybe, and then 5-2. He's an English doctor. Oh yeah, cool. I really read some article that he states that starvation mode is not true. Can you tell me your take on this? Yeah, I saw something on this recently too, saying that it's all a load of trash and it's all a load of garbage. No, starvation mode is real. If you don't eat, your body starts doing different things. There's no doubt about that. Your body will start getting rid of the glycogen in your muscles and your organs and all these things that we talked about. Your body will start using all these things up. That's part of the starvation mode, this whole fasting thing, the keto that everyone supposedly all of a sudden had so much proof of. And it's real. Your body does go into starvation mode. If you eat a lot of food, your body goes into a food coma, and you go to sleep, right? Because that's what happens, because your body's sending all the blood to your stomach. So yes, it's definitely real. Maybe this doctor, Michael Mosley, is saying that there's no benefits to it and intermittent fasting doesn't work. Maybe that's what he's trying to say. I believe it works. I don't understand how someone would not say it doesn't work. That's really strange, especially a doctor. We have these things in our different hormones in our body. Everyone's heard of insulin. Then we've got ghrelin, all these things that make us hungry and make us not hungry. And so he promotes it. He promotes it. Okay, yeah, he promotes the intermittent fasting. Yeah, intermittent fasting, I believe intermittent fasting works. If you're going to fast, then fast around all the times where you're not working out. Oh, we're getting a bunch of questions in there. This is excellent. I would promote the same thing that I said in the beginning, which is that try and eat all your foods around the time you work out. Someone said recently, they said, we don't believe in this window of opportunity and your body absorbing everything. And that's, once again, you're going to have 1,000 different people believe in different things. So g'day, Brooke as well. Thank you for joining. 4 people. Yes. All right, let's do it. But nonetheless, we're here. So yeah, that's what I believe. There'll be lots of information about fasting. I believe fasting has some really good properties to healing your body. That's where a lot of my studies came in from, medical missionary work and things like that. I believe it has a large impact on your body, without a doubt. Eat all your foods around your workout, whether it's morning, evening, and then taper off and have a time of intermittent fasting. I do think it's better to fast properly. So instead of just eating little bits, I would do the whole complete fasting thing. So eat and then do a whole fast. So let your body do what it's supposed to do with fasting, and let your body do what it's supposed to do.
So would you fast every day?
Would I fast every day? No, not when you're trying to. No, I don't. No, I would not be fasting every day if you're trying to do stuff in the gym. If you're trying to work out, if you're trying to be healthy, if you're trying to fuel your body with good foods, I would not be fasting. I'd be fasting on a day off. Even though a day of rest should be, so my day of rest is Saturday. I always rest on Saturday. I don't work out on Saturday, and I eat. Sometimes I eat a lot. Sometimes I don't. Fasting, I would really be careful with fasting. I think fasting is excellent, but I would be careful with it. I wouldn't just do it all the time, especially if you're working out. Yeah, because you're trying to get results from your workout. You want to be able to push yourself in the gym. You want to have energy to work out. So eating food is really important. G'day Neil. G'day Kim.
Peggy.
Peggy. Yeah.
Question here: foods to avoid that contribute to visceral fat.
Foods to avoid which will attribute to visceral fat. So visceral fat is going to occur when you increase your triglycerides and your fat intake. So when you have too much of those, you're going to increase your fat, and you can't pinpoint where those things are going to occur. As we all know, you can't say, I want to take fat off here or put fat on here. You can't. It's just something that your body naturally does. If you're eating lots of sugars, if you've got problems with diabetes and your liver, and your pancreas and all these things like this, then you're going to most likely get a fatty liver, and that's through eating lots of sugars, triglycerides build up, and your body's inability to get rid of those things. So we want to cut down on those types of foods. Visceral fat. So atherosclerosis, or Greek, we wanted to talk about Greek words. So atherosclerosis, which is the hardening or the building up of your arteries, or not the building up of your arteries, it's the clogging up of your arteries. So athero comes from the word arterial, and sclerosis comes from the Greek word sclera, or sclerosis, which means hardening. So, and that occurs when you eat lots of saturated fats. And sugary type foods, processed foods, all these things, and then there's obviously a big debate on this. Is it from sugary foods? Is it from fats? Some doctors are saying that you can eat as much fat as you want from an animal product, and it's not going to clog up your arteries, supposedly, according to the new research, which I believe is wrong. So that's a form of visceral, not visceral fat, but it's a form of putting on fat where you don't want to, and build up of plaque and hardening of arteries. That's where you can start getting a coronary artery build up, and then that's what you don't want. So cutting down on those things, cutting down on sugary types food, overloading on carbohydrates, animal fats, I believe, is a good thing to not do that as much.
Well, that follows on. How do you lose visceral fat?
How do you lose visceral fat? There's lots of ways you can lose visceral fat so you want to clean out your arteries. There's lots of different ways that you can do this. There's medical missionary remedies which have been proven and shown to get rid of atherosclerosis. But one way that they do it is by eating plants. Yes, so eating something called plants, the vegetable foods, can help get rid of atherosclerosis. And so they do this by trying to sell this to people in the shops by selling you butter. And then they sell you this butter called smart butter. And what they do is they put things called sterols in them. And I think they've got a nice little acronym or word in there where they, I don't know what they do. But anyway, they use the word sterol in their marketing in the front of it. And sterols come from plants. And so what they do is they sell you this product, butter, which is going to clog up your arteries, and then they sell you another product which is inside the butter, which is called a sterol, which comes from plants, which actually scrapes away the plaque from your arteries, which is a genius way of doing things. Instead of telling people to just eat lots of vegetables and avocados and things like this, and which is going to do it naturally, but they obviously have to sell it to you in a way and sell you a product. So they sell it to you with butter, which is going to clog up your arteries. Anyway, that thing will be really good for you. So, yeah.
Just going back to what Lara was talking about with the starvation mode, like how quickly will your body go into starvation mode?
That's a good question. All depends on how much you've been working out. It all depends on how much protein you have. It depends on how much body has to. If you've got more muscle than me, then you're going to need more protein to uphold that muscle and to keep your body moving, energy, so that's why we're allowed to eat more food than you ladies, because we need to uphold more organs, more processes, and all those sorts of things like that. So yeah. So that's, once again, it's sort of like the how many calories do I eat a day, or what percentages do I use? They're very personal. Obviously nutrition is very personal and very one-on-one. And there is a lot of generic information that we have, but it's very personal. I mean, we're going to know when we're hungry. We're going to know if we eat a piece of toast for breakfast, that it's not going to sustain you for more than, 20 minutes. And then, so that's yes. So how quickly we go into starvation mode all depends on how much you're working out, how much muscle you have, how much fat you're used to eating, and carbohydrates you're used to eating all the time. This will all depend.
Okay, next question. Foods to reduce inflammation.
Foods to reduce inflammation. Yes, easy. So foods to reduce inflammation, well, this is what I believe. So inflammation is caused through lots of processed foods, lots of chemicals, and then also a lot of animal type proteins. Meat products are going to unfortunately cause inflammation in the body. Breads are going to cause inflammation, wheats, any type of like pasta, all these things are going to cause inflammation in the body. And especially if your body, what's the word I'm looking for? If you're immune to those things, then even more so. So for some people, they can eat alcohol. Some people can't drink and eat that. Like, some people, meats, prawns, things like this. Some people are going to react really badly to it, and other people not so much.
Okay, last question. If you guys that are watching have a question, get it in now. Otherwise, this will be the last one. Foods to help with muscle recovery when you're sore.
Foods to help with muscle recovery. Well, everyone knows that magnesium is, going to help with those things. Foods to help with muscle recovery. I would be focusing more on stretching, more so than foods to eat with muscle recovery. Obviously get your magnesium into your body. Once again, natural forms. Coconut oil, good or bad? Yep, okay, I'll get to that. I would be foods from a natural source, so magnesium with your nuts, getting a lot of those into you. Your good fats around your workout times. That's what I would be focusing on. Less processed food. I believe the principles are normally pretty much the same. Like, stay away from processed foods. I can't really tell people to be vegetarian, but there are a lot of things in animal products that can be quite harmful to the body, and that we've just been told that it's all okay. Coconut oil, it's a plant source, obviously, but coconut oil is not good. If you eat too much coconut oil, I don't believe it's good for you. It's a highly saturated product, and it's not something that you should be eating lots and lots of, because coconuts are supposed to be up in a really high tree, and it's not really easy to get them and crack them and open them and eat them. That's the way they were designed to be eaten, I believe. Now we've got it in a jar this big for $5, and we can eat as much as we want of it. So I don't believe it's in its most natural form. I don't believe it's that good to eat things that way. But coconut oil is excellent for cooking. I would be using coconut oil for cooking all the time, because, as we all know, it's got a higher burning temperature, more so than olive oil. Olive oil is really good for putting on top of, like, sprinkling on top of your food, but coconut oil is better for cooking. That's it. I don't think. Coconut oil is not good. Coconut oil is not bad. It's just the way you use it. Olive oil, obviously being from European background, I believe olive oil is amazing. But if you fry things in olive oil, that's not good. So yeah, but we all know that. So yeah. Any other questions? Thank you for the 5 people who have joined. You have made me feel amazing today, and thank you for joining in. Appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye bye. See you all later.